Let's build a metro station. To do so, we first need to prepare a 4-block wide gap in our track. Next, starting from the direction from which cars will enter the station, which in this example is this way, we need to place down a slab. It doesn't matter what type of slab it is, it simply has to be a slab. On top of it, we put down a boarding track. Next, we need to use an any detector and place it like so that the dot is facing down. On top of it, we put down another boarding track. Next, we can use any block that both allows for rails to be placed on top of it and conducts redstone. I'm simply gonna use wool. And on top of it, we put down the embarking track. In the last free space, we need to use an empty detector. Place it so that the dot is facing to the left if you're making traffic that goes on this way, but if you're making traffic that goes on that way, everything reverses. This metro system can be used both for left-hand and right-hand drive traffic. But anyways, coming back, on top of the empty detector, we simply put down a normal piece of track. It doesn't really matter what it is, I'm just gonna use a normal piece. Next, we need to place down the card dispensers. There are two of them. First one is near this boarding track, and another one faces this standard rail. I've placed down some little blocks so that it's easier to place. We place them like so, making sure that the big open hole faces towards the track. Let's remove these blocks. Next, let's add the button that allows passengers to board our train. We build it in this pyramid type triangle arrangement. I'm using a lamp here, it doesn't have to be a lamp is just prettier, I think. And on it, we put a button. For the main building part, that's it. Now, let's get to the mechanisms. Starting down at the bottom, we need to get ourselves a couple of chests. Place down the first chest under the block that has the embarking track on it. Next, you need to grab a transposer and place it so that the big scary plus thing is facing towards the block over which the slab is. And under the slab, we place down a chest. Next, on the other side, we need to lay down some Buildcraft pipes. Let's start with a wooden transport pipe and place it on this last chest. Make sure that the filled in part is facing towards the chest. Next, we need to use 2 and exactly 2 golden transport pipes. It cannot be anything else, it cannot do any crazy things, because the timing of the entire system is reliant on the length of this track. So do it exactly like shown. Okay, now let's place down some gates. Starting on the wooden transport pipes, we need to get ourselves an arthritic gate. Place it over here. On the middle pipe, place down a diamond ore gate. And on the last golden pipe facing the first chest, put down a golden AND gate. Coming back to the other side, we need to get another pipe. I'm just gonna use a wooden pipe, but it doesn't matter because the only purpose for this pipe is to put a gate on it. And that gate is going to be the golden ore gate. Very nice. Next, we need to use the cobblestone structure pipe to lay out something for us to be able to run wires across it. We build it like so. Start over here in this empty space, go like this, then go down over the chest. It's very crucial to leave this area open and come around like so. Next, we need to lay down some pipe wires. Let's start with the red pipe wire. Start it on the pipe with the diamond ore gate. Run it here, 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 over to this space, and then over to this space, but no more. Next, we need to grab a blue pipe wire, run it from here, 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 down to this gate, and on the other side, simply run it between these two gates. Now it's time to program our gates. Starting with the alphatic gate, it's very simple. We set this box to redstone signal off, emit energy pulsar. Coming to the diamond OR gate, this is going to be the most complicated one. At the top, set items traversing, emit redstone signal. Red pipe signal on, emit redstone signal. Items traversing, blue pipe signal. Red pipe signal, blue pipe signal. And in this AND gate, we first set items in inventory, emit redstone signal, and, this is crucial, blue pipe signal off, don't get it confused, emit redstone signal, like so. Coming over to the other side, opening this gate, we simply configure it as items in inventory, blue pipe signal. We also need to place down some gates here, which I forgot about. Let's grab two iron OR gates, place one here. Oh, sorry, this is diamond one. Oh, I messed up. I need to redo the pipe wires again. If you break the cobblestone structure pipes, the pipe wires also break. So be careful about this. Okay. They look so similar. Why did they make them so similar? Anyways, we use the iron OR gate on here and on here. One is facing the block with the embarking track on it. One is below the first card dispenser. And the configuration for these is pretty simple. We open them up and we set both to the same thing, which is red pipe signal on, redstone signal. Red pipe signal on, produce redstone signal. Then, in the stop space, we need to use a golden AND gate. Place it down like so, and configure it as follows. First up, blue pipe signal on, emit, sorry, I messed up. Blue pipe signal on, emit red pipe signal. Redstone signal on, emit red pipe signal. This concludes the configuration for all of the gates. The last things to do are first to connect our empty detector to the second card dispenser. To do that, we can use a simple piece of red alloy wire, like so. The cobblestone structure pipes will appear as if they got connected to this wire, but don't worry, this is only visual, it doesn't change the functionality or behavior of the circuit at all. Well, it's also getting a bit dark in here, let's turn on some light. There we go. Next, we need to open this first chest and put in exactly one item in it. It doesn't matter what it is, it just has to be exactly one. No more, no less. Next, we need to grab two different blocks. Well, can be the same block, but I'm gonna use different colors just for demonstration purposes, because they technically are from different systems, but it doesn't really matter. It's just a tutorial. We place them here. Then, on the top, we need to isolate these two blocks. I'm gonna use this thin red wool strip. This is important. When you're theming the final station, make sure there are no strips placed like this. This will completely break the station. The strip can only be here. And on these two strips, we put down red alloy wire. The last thing left to do is to test this thing. So let's grab a little minecart. Oh, I would have forgot. Ha ha ha. The ME system. The ME system. Right. For the first card dispenser that is facing towards the boarding track, we need to use an export bus. And on the second one, we need to use an import bus. It's absolutely crucial for the functionality of the Metro that the inventory of the second card dispenser is always empty. Hence, we'll use the ME system to rapidly suck out any mark cards it might accumulate. Then we connect these with a pipe, but not pipe, an ME cable, and run it to your ME system. This is gonna depend on how you set up your ME system, so I'm not gonna get into it, but this is just for putting minecarts into this guy and taking him out of that guy. So for this demo, we're just gonna do it by hand. Let's get some minecarts in here, put them here, and test it out. First, can we board? Yes, we can. Next, let's see if we get propagated correctly. This part works. And so does that one. Let's test it again. There we go. And does the cart get removed? Yes, it does. Perfect. Lastly, let's check the collision avoidance system. Let's get ourselves a little involuntary volunteer. Place them in a minecart and send the guy on his way. And if everything goes correctly while he's at the station, yeah, nothing should happen. Exactly how we want it to. But when he leaves the station, there we go. We can now board the track. And once he goes through the station, it's gonna be our turn. And this is how the metro works with more people on the track. See, he has to wait because we're at the station. Then we get to leave. And he gets to join the station. Here you can see how this works more clearly. He gets to leave, this cart is advanced. Then this person, or in this case cart, is waiting at the station. Then it gets advanced, here removed, this guy waits, and then he progresses onto the next station. You can see the item moving through the gates, which is making the whole system work. And that's it. There's nothing more to it. Please check out the logic design file, which is linked under this video, and have a nice day. Bye. Yee.